Friends, welcome to another interesting session. I'm super excited to join you right here in the studio, wherever you are joining from. I just want to let you guys know that you are at the right place and at the right time. This platform is designed for Cameroonians below the age of 40 who believe that we can achieve peace, unity, freedom, and prosperity in Cameroon without violence. If you are above the age of 40 and you believe in this initiative, we do welcome you. If you are above the age of 40 and you think otherwise, and your strategy is violence, it's power, it's Marxism, it's socialism, then this platform is not for you. This platform is for young Cameroonians who believe that they can go out there and become all that God created them to be if they work hard, if they put in the work. They believe that it is possible for them to achieve their dreams. Then this is the right place you should be right now. Today, I have a very interesting conversation that I want to have with you guys. If you have been thinking about your life, thinking about providing for your children, thinking about providing for your family, thinking about building a dream in Cameroon, and you think there is no other way but to travel abroad, do music, become a comedian, or write a blog, then this video will be of interest to you. Because today we will be talking about 10 businesses that you can start in Cameroon and become extremely profitable. And as you join, go ahead and share the video, invite other friends to join, right? Because our whole goal with CSDP is to move our GDP from where it is right now, approximately 45 billion US dollars, to 1 trillion US dollars. We believe that the private sector, small businesses, are the backbone of every society. Any society where small businesses are thriving, that society is thriving as well. And so our goal is to empower entrepreneurs and empower those who want to be entrepreneurs to go out there and take over that nation and make it become what God intended. So without being said, I would love for us to dive straight into the content that I have for us today. So if you're asking yourself the question, what kind of business can I start in Cameroon? Because the issue is this: there are other projects that you might have passion and desire towards, say music, say movie, say blogging, say comedy. If you want to make it in Cameroon, it is important that you look at the industries that the government incentivize. There are certain industries that the government does not incentivize. That is, if you want the government to give you aid or give you some money or borrow you money, the banks in Cameroon, you want them to collaborate with you. You want other individuals to partner with you to scale and grow your business. There are certain industries that the government incentivizes. For instance, I started my career in Cameroon in film productions, right? But today, I'm beginning to realize that industry, the government doesn't incentivize as much as the industries that I'm about to disclose with you, right? Are you guys ready? So the number one industry that you should venture in Cameroon is agribusiness, agriculture. Agriculture is number one. If you're thinking of starting a business in Cameroon and you want the government to support you and you want a foreign aid, you want people to invest in that industry, number one is agriculture. So investing in farming or agriculture, that is the entire process, such as poultry farming, fish farming, or fruit and vegetable cultivation. You will succeed and thrive and grow and become prosperous in Cameroon if you invest in agriculture, specifically poultry farming, fish farming, fruit and vegetable cultivation. There is a great individual who lives, I think, Massachusetts or United States of America, Roland Fru. He came back home and he invested in this bell pepper, right? What we call green pepper. And he became extremely prosperous because he actually bought the tools from the United States, and his goal was to come sell them in Cameroon. He came and realized that there was not a huge market. Why? Because people are not informed about how prosperous and lucrative this industry is. So he decided to become a farmer, and he's done extremely well for himself in Cameroon selling bell pepper. Just one vegetable. And he's become extremely prosperous. And I know we grew up, we didn't like farm because it was like a chore. It's like mom and dad, they will push you to the farm every weekend, and you didn't really like it because we used the crude method of farming. Everything was with the hoe. But today, even if you have to use the hoe, at least you understand what, if you get involved in, the government can incentivize you, or you can get support, or you can be prosperous. Because at the end of the day, what we are doing right here at CSDP is to develop entrepreneurs without necessarily depending on the government. Because it's a big thing in Cameroon, talking about the government, hoping that the government comes save us. How do you bootstrap even? How do you get other people to involve in your initiative? So get involved in agriculture. Let's love farming, because farming is going to go a long way to elevate our economy from poverty. And you are guaranteed to sell whatever you produce because people eat every day. So start doing your research and understand what you can invest in this area of agriculture. You've heard about the poultry farming, fish farming, vegetables and fruits. They do well. And if you invest in these industries, you can be extremely successful in Cameroon. You can be able to make some good money investing in agriculture. Number 2, renewable energy. So if you start a business, focus on providing solar energy or solar energy solution. You understand what I'm saying? You can go a long way, because the hydroelectric power is highly needed. You understand what I'm saying? To help us get sustainable energy in Cameroon. And it's very important that you look at this industry, because renewable energy is a big deal. There are some days that I know we don't have light, right? And we are looking for ways to have clean electricity. And if you start moving to this direction, you can get foreign aid, or you can get the support of the government, or you can get other smart business individuals that understand these industries that can invest in your project. Because if you want to be really successful and you don't know how, because it's not about the shiny objects, because what we have been prone to desire is the shiny object. And this is what is happening, especially in the English speaking zone. We don't have an identity. We don't know who we are. That is why we are confused. It's like, okay, are we going to the left or going to the right? Or do we really join and work hard with our French speaking brothers? Or do we copy everything that we see from Nigeria and all of that? So all of this confusion is because we don't understand what works within our territory. We don't understand what works in Cameroon. So what I am sharing with you, these are industries that if you invest in, you can be extremely prosperous in Cameroon. So renewable energy is a big one. Big one. Number 2 on my list, because you hear people telling you about the 10 industries to invest in Cameroon, and they don't have a clue about what really works in Cameroon or what people want to invest in Cameroon. With renewable energy, you can be able to garner the support of foreign investors. And because if I want to invest in any individual in Cameroon, I will look at these industries. If you're investing in these industries, if you are actually running a business within these industries, those are the individuals that I can support. Because I know that if they are determined with tenacity and zeal towards these industries, they will succeed in the long run. I'm talking about in the next 20 years, you will still be relevant. When others have come and fade away, you will still be relevant if you invest in, number 1, agriculture or renewable energy. That is number 2. Number 3, eco-tourism. So establish eco-friendly lodges, tour guide services, or adventure tourism. So adventure tourism is a big one. Why are you doing that? To showcase Cameroon's diverse landscape, wildlife, and cultural heritage. This is a big deal, right? Because we've had a war for about 7 years now. There has been some instability and insecurity within some parts of the nation, not the entire nation, because those who want to come invest in Cameroon, they think like everywhere in Cameroon is war. Nah, the war is happening just in the northwest and in the southwest, and it has reduced drastically in the southwest. So there's a lot that you can showcase about Cameroon and be extremely successful. Some of you own cameras, and this is an opportunity for you to run even a blog, because sometimes we get online, we only want to talk about maybe the Kim Kardashians, we want to talk about the celebrities in Africa, we want to talk about the musicians and the actors in Cameroon, but there is more that you can get involved in and really make good money, because there are investors that want to come invest in Cameroon. There are individuals that want to understand what is happening within Cameroon. Cameroon is a beautiful nation. We are called Africa's in miniature. That is, everything that you can find in Africa, you can find in Cameroon. So if you go to Cameroon, you've gone to Africa, because we have everything. It is not a coincidence that we call ourselves continent. That is, we are the continent, right? So invest in ecotourism. Showcase the beautiful landscapes that Cameroon has. The Boya Mountain, the River Wuri, the beautiful waterfalls in Cameroon. I mean, if you project these things, the wildlife, go to the zoo in Limbe and other beautiful places around Cameroon, and just get to let people. This can be a project that you invest in and you make incredible sums of money. Like those who want to invest in agriculture, they don't even know where to go. And you are the one to let them know these are the fertile places in Cameroon if you want to grow cocoa, if you want to grow vegetables, if you want to farm fish, or you want to farm poultry. These are the lucrative geographical locations where you can invest or start a business of this nature. You will be of tremendous support, because if we don't understand our geography, the beauty of Cameroon, how do we expect to explore that land and be able to be extremely successful, right? So that is why I'm making this video, so that I can help spark your brain, young entrepreneurs, wannabe entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs. If you are thinking of starting a business, you don't know what to do to actually make money in Cameroon, and maybe you think it's all about comedy, it's all about music. Now you know that investing in agriculture, renewable energy, if you don't have the money, you can run a blog on eco-tourism. You will be distinct and unique, and you will be able to make incredible sums of money. Number 4 is the healthcare service, right? The infant mortality rate in Cameroon is extremely low, right? I think approximately 1,000 women die maybe every year during childbirth. So the infant mortality rate is very low in Cameroon. And investing in healthcare, there's a lot. Many people don't even know how to administer CPR, something as basic as CPR. Some people die just because of that. You see what I'm saying? So if you know how to administer CPR, I mean, it's huge. Because when we talk about healthcare, people think, I need to go to university, I need to get a 7-year degree in a university, become a doctor before I can be able to take advantage of these opportunities. But these are basic things that you can learn and go through the ministry that is assigned within this department, and be able to learn basic healthcare service. So launching a healthcare clinic, pharmacy, or medical supplies distribution, right? You can address the growing demand for healthcare service in Cameroon. So you can run a clinic, You can start a clinic to take care of local individuals. Like we watched a video a couple of weeks ago about an individual that went to the hospital, and because they didn't have money, no one was there to cater for their needs, and so they lost someone. You see what I'm saying? And these are opportunities. Like I said, right here at Nation Builders CSDP, what we do is to be able to interpret the problems within our community. When we see these problems, we interpret them as opportunities. Our language changes, and because of that, we can go out there and look for solutions to this problem. That is how we build Cameroon. The government is very small. There are very small people that are involved in the government, and there are a lot of people, right? So we have like almost 30 million people in Cameroon. So there are more people compared to the government, and we got to work extremely hard in the private sector, just like Americans are doing. The private sector in America produces approximately 90% of the jobs in America. The NGO and the private sector produces approximately 90% of the jobs in America. And that is what we want to replicate in Cameroon. And the way we do that is to be able to take advantage of these opportunities. So if you invest in healthcare, you go a long way to serve your community. If individuals need medical attention, you can be that go-to individual that establishes a system where you are able to cater for people's needs before money. And because of that, they trust you, they like you, they keep coming back, and you will be relevant in business. Are you seeing the order? Agriculture, renewable energy, ecotourism. Now we're talking about healthcare services. You see this? Then the next, number 5, is information technology. It's number 5. Number 5 is information technology. So start a software development company. That is huge. So IT consulting firm or tech training academy to leverage Cameroon's growing digital economy. We live in a digital or subscription economy. There are enormous opportunities. Like there's nothing you can do today without the internet. I'm reaching out to you with this video because of the opportunities that the internet allows us to leverage, right? So the whole idea is that if you establish an IT training or consulting firm or company in Cameroon, you will be able to make enormous amount of money. The richest person in Cameroon, or the richest person from Cameroon, lives in Cameroon. Did you know that? I'm sure you didn't. You thought maybe the person lives in America or the person is in the diaspora in Europe. The richest person in Cameroon lives in Cameroon and runs a successful business in Cameroon. We don't have a billionaire who's a Cameroonian yet. A billionaire in dollar. And that is where we are going with this. The whole idea of CSDP is that we raise individuals that go on to become successful entrepreneurs that transform that economy by employing people, creating jobs, building businesses that serve the community. That is the whole idea. And you cannot do this by yourself. We need cooperative effort. You understand what I'm saying? We need a unanimous, like a unique system that can help us serve our people, help them understand that they are important, that they are valued, that we care about them. Not just sell your goods or service, but treat our people like kings and queens, of which they are. That is where we are going with this entire mission. So information technology is huge. Like when I talk to most people from Cameroon, there is complaint, right? Constantly, we don't have internet. We don't have internet services. Oh, my data, I'm running out of data. I don't have data. And they keep talking about that, right? So investing in this sector, there's huge opportunity for you to leverage. Just those 5 industries, if you pick one, in the next 20 years, you're going to be a giant. You'll be extremely prosperous. Go look at the Forbes list. Most of the successful people come from some of these industries. And if you start this in Cameroon, you will be wealthy as well. Number 6, and this is a great industry. I think I advised a friend to start this business in Cameroon. waste management. This is huge. So waste management, develop a waste collection and recycling business to help address Cameroon's waste management challenges while promoting environmental sustainability. This is huge. So starting a waste management business in Cameroon is going to go a long way, because guys, guess what? As industries will be booming out of Cameroon, we will have to figure out a way to deal with our waste. That is huge, right? You've probably seen in other African countries where oil is being exploited. At the end of the day, it causes chaos within that community where the oil is extracted. In finance, we actually define this as actually being responsible about your community, right? Taking care of your environment. You see what I'm saying? It's very, very important that you don't just go within a community and extract resources. You also think about the people that live in that environment, right? Like in Douala, sometimes we see like the pollution in the air and all of that. There are ways to manage these things, and it can cause chaos in the community. Sometimes you see dirt coming out of the river and it goes around and messes up the community. All of this, if you can come up with a system to manage waste in Cameroon. So in finance, we actually call it corporate social responsibility, right? Corporate social responsibility. That is, if you are a corporation operating a business, you should be looking for ways to manage that community, manage your waste, the waste that you can create or cause as a result of you operating your business within certain communities. So corporate social responsibility is a huge term in finance, and we talk about this a lot, right? You should have that even when you're writing a business plan. How do you plan to manage that environment or that community when it comes to the waste that will come out of you running your business within that community? It's very important. It goes even with online as well. Those who sell products online and all of that, or those who make skits or make products or make services, whatever it is that you're selling online, it is important that you think about the mental health of the people. You think about the environment where these people are coming from. It is important that you factor the corporate social responsibility when you are developing, producing, or serving the community. Does that make sense? So these are businesses that you can really start and become extremely successful in Cameroon. So number 7 is construction and real estate. So invest in property development, construction material supply. That's a big one. Or real estate brokerage services. This is huge. Or that is, you can capitalize on Cameroon's urbanization process, right? We want to develop cities. We want to build communities. We want to be able to make sure that we have beautiful skyscrapers and cities and paved roads and all of that. These are beautiful ideas, right? So if you invest in real estate and construction, you're going to make it big. Because at the end of the day, we like all these shiny objects. We want this fame online. And I want to be able to help our young people understand. At the end of the day, you don't eat fame. At the end of the day, if you can get all those clicks and all those likes and your children cannot pay for their school fees, it's worthless. Let's think about it. If you can get all that fame and notoriety online and you don't have a product that you can sell, it's needless. So if you want to build a life, you want to be extremely successful, look for industries that when you invest in, you're guaranteed that you can take your family out of poverty. Because out of 1,000 artists or musicians or actors, maybe just 10 end up making it. I mean, like really make it. Out of 1,000, maybe just 10. It's like 0.02% of artists end up making it, or musicians or actors or comedians. Just take a look around you. Most people will end up being average or don't even make it. So look for an industry, because there are opportunities everywhere in Cameroon. When you're talking about people don't promote you, ask yourself the question, did you do your research before starting this comedy business or before starting this music business? When you say Cameroonians don't support, what do you mean? They eat every day, they dress every day, they throw waste every day. All of these industries is because we don't do our research. There are enormous opportunities in Cameroon if we choose the right thing to invest in. And most young people end up failing because they don't understand their geography. They don't understand where they find themselves. They don't understand what works in Cameroon. And so we might be looking at what works in another African country or looking at what works in America and think like, oh, wow, the whole world is all about the TV. It's all about the fame. It's all about people seeing you on TV. But there is more that goes to helping America thrive. Like Iowa produces a lot of food right here in the United States of America. Iowa produces more than 50% of the food that is being consumed in America. And most of the individuals in that locality, they are into agriculture. It's huge. And these agricultural projects are run by corporation, huge corporation. And this is how you get to start thinking, doing your research, maybe asking those who have started huge agricultural projects in Cameroon, how did you do it? How did you start this company? How can I start this company if I don't have money? See, friends, your life will start experiencing significant transformation based on the questions that you ask. The questions that you ask will determine how far you will go in life. And the questions will come based on the research on the needs that your environment actually desires, the needs of your environment. What do people want around you? If you look around you and ask good questions, you are guaranteed to be extremely successful in Cameroon. And then when we start becoming successful in these industries, now we can do films and movies to talk about the stories. And I think this is a dispensation where young people should be focused on the industries that can help Cameroon thrive. Because you will go to the Minister of Arts and Culture and you bring this beautiful project. There are thousands of people coming with this same project every day, and they get to see this, and it's redundant, right? When we start getting involved in these industries that I've just outlined, you will see significant change. Some people want to invest in Bitcoin and all that. All those ideas are good. I'm not knocking it off, but I'm letting you understand that if you want to be successful in Cameroon, these are the industries you should be thinking of investing in. As a young person, throw in 10 years of your life in one of these industries. You'll be doing God's purpose in Cameroon while becoming prosperous and serving your community at the same time. Is this making sense? So picking up one of these industries can really change your life. So number 8, fashion and textile. This is huge, because when you hear fashion and textile, you want to only see the finished product. No, cotton. It starts with cotton, and it's still agriculture, right? But at the end of the day, when we talk about fashion and textile, we're talking about the finished products. Those who are involved in maybe tailoring, sewing dresses, and all of that. So creating a fashion design studio can also work as well. Create a fashion design studio, garment manufacturing unit, or textile retail outlet to tap into Cameroon's vibrant fashion industry and growing. That is a vibrant consumer market. You can do that, right? I want to repeat that again. So if you create a fashion design studio or a garment manufacturing unit or a textile retail outlet that can help you tap into Cameroon's vibrant fashion industry. And then you can grow a huge consumer market just within the fashion and textile industry. Cameroonians are very stylish people. They love to dress a certain way. They have the togo. They have many other outfits that they like to look good in, right? Both home and abroad. And so you not only have a market back home, you have a market abroad. And so tailoring is a good way to go. Creating a fashion design studio is something that you can be thinking of investing in, because, I mean, it's going to change your life. It's going to change your community. You see what I'm saying? Are you seeing this list? Yeah, you should start asking yourself the question, have I been choosing the right industries. Maybe I've been just failing in business because I did not choose the right industry. What you choose to start with matters to how successful you will become in Cameroon. And before we blame the government, blame the system, let's reconsider our decisions as to what did we even start with? What did we choose from inception? So these industries will help give you perspective as to what works in Cameroon, what you can thrive and become extremely successful in Cameroon with. Number 9, education and training. Like what I'm doing here, right? Education and training is huge. It's huge in Cameroon. And if you start this, you can go a long way to make a lot of money. So establish a private school, vocational training center, or tutoring services focus on providing quality education and skills development opportunities. This is enormous. Again, so establish a private school that focuses on maybe vocational training centers, like you can create a vocational training center, or tutoring service focus on providing quality education and skills. You see what I'm saying? That go on to provide development opportunities for individuals. And that is what we do right here. Even at CSDP Nation Builders, we are creating that conducive environment where you can find your identity as a Cameroonian, especially those in the Anglophone zone who don't know who they are. Right here at Nation Builders, we are helping Cameroonians, both French and English speaking Cameroonians, to find their unique identity, what it means to be a Cameroonian, so that you are not confused or somebody is not telling you how you should identify yourself, because you know who you are. Does that make sense? We are struggling. We have a huge identity crisis in Cameroon. And that is why I'm making this video, so that you can find authentically who you are and be comfortable in who you are and exhibit and excel in who you are. And that is exactly what you can do to make yourself become prosperous in Cameroon by starting an education and training center that aims at addressing certain issues or problems or solve problems within Cameroon. Like you can start a center just teaching people agriculture. That is huge. You can do that. And you can start a center just teaching people about maybe ecotourism, right? Or you can start a center, right? You can actually start an education center just teaching people how to farm good food. Yeah, teaching people how to do good textiles. Some of you are experts already in some of these industries. Maybe you're successful in IT or healthcare service and all of that. And now you want to start a center to teach other individuals. You can make incredible sums of money. You can make good money just investing in training that has to do with some of these industries that I've outlined. Are you getting some value out of this video so far? If you are, just comment. I didn't want to dive into all of the stories and back end of all of this. I just want to give you what works. I just want to give you the juice so that you can go out there, take certain action, right? Because when someone meets me and they're like, I started this business and I failed. I was in this business and I lost all my money. The first question I ask is, what business? Why did you get into that business? Who inspired you to get into that business? Because when I know all those things, it helps me have perspective. What did you learn after you failed? These are good questions, right? Yeah. Was it location? Was it the right industry? Did you have the right employees? Did you have adequate funding? Like maybe you didn't have enough money to start the business and you didn't factor all of that into consideration. Like you prop into all of these questions, right? Who are your target markets? I don't know who my target market is. No, you have to know who your target market is. What is the age range? Like you see right here, we have an age range which is like 40 and below is our main target. It's not like those who are 40 and above, we will not welcome them. We will not serve them. But the people we are really looking for are those who are 40 and below. Because over 60% of Cameroonians are below the age of 25. So this is a huge, young, vibrant population that we can be able to help so that they can be all God created them to be. 60% of our nation is below the age of 25. Did you know that? That's facts. Because some people get confused, even like when you guys are talking about should we collaborate with Nigeria or not? When you guys are having all this conversation, is crazy. We shouldn't be having, business people shouldn't be having this kind of conversation. You just look at the data. Look at the data. What does the data say? Right? Are you giving more or are you receiving more? Like, you got to know all of that. When you know that, it's not a topic that you sit and debate. There are certain topics that we can debate about, but if you are confused as to whether your partnership with Nigeria is something productive, I mean, like, there are many other African nations you should be thinking, like Ghana, South Africa. You should be thinking of partnering with many other nations. Just look at the data. The data will help you. You don't need to debate about that. We sit and debate things we don't have data about. And this is something I encourage Cameroonians to get involved in. It's not on my list, but if you can get into data and research, that is a huge industry, because we don't have adequate data. When people are thinking of investing, when I was in school studying finance, my MBA, I went on to do my MBA with a concentration in finance. I mean, I didn't have sufficient data to even write some thesis about Cameroon, because there's no sufficient data. So if you can get invested, if you can invest in data, that is huge. Because when people are thinking of investing in Cameroon, they want data. They want to know how many people are in Cameroon, how old are they, how many people are investing in this industry, what is the consumer index, what are people putting their money into, what are people taking their money out of, and all of that matters when investors are looking at the trends within a nation. So data is huge and nobody is doing it. So young people, these are incredible opportunities. Right? Did you see comedy in this? Nah. Did you see movie in this? Nah. Did you see music in this? Nah. You didn't see any of the things that you have passion towards. Because at the end of the day, before we want to blame the government, let's make sure we've done our part. We did our research. We got into the right industry. We persevered. We were consistent. We worked extremely hard. We didn't get the result. And so the government is to be blamed. Does that make sense? And this is how we take advantage of our nation. You were born in this beautiful nation for a purpose. So number 10 is mobile money and financial service. Like, financial service is huge. When you talk about financial service, people might talk only about maybe Momo sending money. The financial insurance is financial, is in the financial service industry, right? There's a lot that goes with the financial service industry. And just tapping into this one industry can make you a multi-millionaire in Cameroon. One of these industries can transform your entire generation. You can move from grass to grace. You can become the first Cameroonian that is a billionaire in dollars in Cameroon without traveling abroad. I mean, what I'm sharing with you, I wish I knew all of this. I mean, like, traveling abroad would have been number 10 on my list if I had access to this data or did my research to come up with these industries and understand what I should be doing with my life. Because God wants you to be successful, right? People talk about purpose, but what does that really mean? You see what I'm saying? You find your purpose when you identify a need within your community and you are working hard diligently to serve that need. God created you in a certain geographical location to serve a need in that community. And as you find that need and you're fulfilling that need, you are living in your purpose. For example, when David came down to serve the brothers food and realized there was a giant terrorizing the whole community, he had the skills and he said, I can solve that problem. Yeah, if you let me, I'll do it. And he took down the giant. He was walking in his purpose because why? He identified a need in his community and he served that need, solved that problem. And as he solved that problem, that is how he was appreciated. And that is how he went up the ranks to becoming the king of Israel. Does that make sense? Because people are confused about what purpose is. It's like God made you for something specific that is so ethereal. I mean, you see what I'm saying? The nitty gritty of it is identifying the need. Don't just go with the flow, because we have this tendency of just going with the flow, what works, what we see other people succeeding at. And we think if we get involved, we too can become extremely successful at what we see Mr. John doing or Mr. Sam doing. But you can identify problems within your community, solve those problems, and become extremely successful. So mobile money service and financial service. So launch a mobile money transfer platform, fintech startup, or microfinance institution, right? To cater to Cameroon's evolving financial needs and promote financial inclusion. This is huge. So you can pick one sector just within the financial service sector and you can really dive into it with everything. Do your research on it. You can read 10 books on this subject and become an expert in Cameroon. I'm telling you, 10 books on any of the subjects that I've outlined, and you can become extremely successful just starting a business in one of these industries that I've outlined today. Does that make sense? So wherever you're joining us from, my name is Roland. I love Cameroonians. I'm a Cameroonian. I live in the United States of America. I've been able to learn a lot living in this country. And my vision is to go on to help Cameroonians come out of obscurity, poverty, complaining, hoping that the government does everything for us. And my mission is to help train 3,000 Cameroonians in the 7 industries that are transforming the global economy. Those individuals will go on to create jobs that will employ Cameroonians, and poverty will be a story of the past, and we will be free forever. That is my vision. That is my mission. And if you look carefully, based on this research that I've done, almost all the industries that we plan to start in Cameroon is among this list. The industries that we plan to train young Cameroonians is in this list. So number 1 again is agriculture. Number 2, renewable energy. Number 3, ecotourism. Number 4, healthcare services. Number 5, information technology. Number 6, waste management. Number 7, construction and real estate. Number 8, fashion and textile. Number 9, education and training. And number 10, mobile money and financial service. These industries are game changer. Game changer. Like I made a video a couple of days ago about achu. You can come up with a system on how to package the achu powder. You get the banana and the cocoyam. You boil it, and you find a way to preserve it and dry it up and package it so people don't get to struggle to eat achu anymore within Cameroon. You've solved a huge problem. A huge problem that people can just take the paste, the achu paste, maybe mix it in the bowl or warm water. If you don't have a microwave, but you have a stove, you can warm water and mix it up. In about 6 minutes, achu is ready. That is a huge problem you've solved just within Cameroon. Do you see how you can become a multi-millionaire and you package it and you start going around letting people know, hey, you don't have to pound achu anymore. I have come up with the powder. I've this banana and cocoyam that I've pre-boiled, dried up, grind it, and packaged it. Guess what? You don't need to stress anymore. All you have to do is mix this in water and you have your achu ready. Guess what? You don't need to go around grinding the spice on the stone or going to the machine area to grind it and all of that. You don't need to do any of that. I have grind the powder. This achu spice in the powder. You don't in this sachet or in this packet. You don't need to grind the achu spice on the stone anymore or go to the grinding machine. I have it here packaged. This is Kangwa. Guess what? I mean, just these 3 products you can make. Incredible sums of money. People from the Northwest and the Southwest and the Bamalike people, Bafusam, they eat achu. You can solve one problem. You can package it and sell it abroad. There are many people abroad, they don't get to see achu. We go to the stores here, maybe we end up buying just the cocoyam paste, but you can mix up the banana and the cocoyam. You boil it, dry it up, package them. The spices, the same thing. You grind it, take it to the machine, grind it, package it up, and start selling it. You can make incredible sums of money. You make it so really beautiful, right? And then you go around letting people know, I have a chew spice here, grind already. All you have to do is boil your meat, throw this in there. This is kanwa. You throw it in there, warm red oil, put it in there. You're good to go. You can eat achu in less than 30 minutes. I mean, boom, that's your catch. That's your catchy, the statement that you use, right? That's the catchy phrase. The catchy phrase is eat achu in 30 minutes or less. How? Through this beautifully designed package powder that is made up of cocoyam and banana that has been dried up, boiled, dried, and packaged. And so you can just all you have to do is mix it in water and you're good to go. Do you see what I'm saying? And this is how we build our nation. You solve problems. Imagine the stress that your mom go through. You can come up with, there are a lot of industries you can start in Cameroon. There are many parents that struggle, go to the farm, maybe carry wood, come back home. You can come up with a system just to help solve that burden that our parents are going through. Do you see what I'm saying? Guys, I see opportunities everywhere in Cameroon. I'm telling you, there are a lot of opportunities everywhere. We wake up every day, we might be looking to the wrong direction. If we start looking at solving the problems that the locals are dealing with, you will be famous, prosperous, most importantly, successful. Because this is what people fail to understand. The first thing people always think about is what to make, right? That they are passionate about. Start with what problems can you solve? How much money are you going to make solving that problem? Learn the business side of whatever it is you're getting involved in, because people get involved in industries, maybe music, acting. They don't understand the business of movie. They don't understand the business of music. They don't understand the business of comedy. All they know is, I want to get the likes, I want to get the clicks, I want to get the views. They don't consider the business aspect of it. And so if you understand the business side of any of these industries, you'll be confident to walk into a bank. You'll be confident to even bootstrap, that is, put your own money. You'll be confident to mobilize your friends and family. You'll be confident to meet an angel investor, someone that is out there with good money and believe in your idea, an angel investor to put in money inside. You'll be confident to meet a venture capitalist or a hedge fund, individuals that can come in and blow up your idea. Why? Because you understand the business side. We'll talk more about pitching your idea to potential investors in another video. But this video, I just wanted to show you the 10 industries that you can get involved in and become extremely successful in Cameroon. Like super rich in that Cameroon. And then people will turn around and ask the question, how did you make it in Cameroon? I made it in Cameroon. And that is the story you get to tell everybody, right? So that is where we are going with this, guys. So I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did like it, the numbers right there on the screen. Join CSDP, the Cameroon Sustainable Development Project. Nation builders, that is how we call ourselves. We are building the nation of Cameroon. Yes, we are. Reach out to me. I'll get you plugged in. Our institution is free. Free for now. So free. It is free. Feel free to join, get plugged in, and transform your mindset and think extremely big and become wealthy in Cameroon. So it's free. Free. Get plugged in. I love you guys so much, and we'll see you guys in another edition. Stay blessed. Keep believing. God is for you. You are blessed. You are not forgotten. You are wonderful. You are strong. You are talented. You are smart. You are a Cameroonian. And you are great. Stay blessed.